Afghanistan's president might have been hoping for a quiet start to the Eid al-Adha holiday, but as Ashraf Ghani reviewed his troops and officials gathered for prayers, they were all reminded that there are fewer and fewer peaceful days here. That was the sound of one of two rockets fired towards the presidential palace.
If they think that with rocket attacks this nation will surrender, they have to think again. This is a brave, tough nation and is always ready to defend its independence, honor and Islamic tradition.
ISIL says its fighters were behind the attack. The armed group's numbers are growing in Afghanistan, although it's the Taliban that remains the greatest threat. That was made clear in a recent attack on the nearby city of Ghazni that exposed the government's fragile grip on security. Thousands of Taliban fighters stormed the city, cutting communications and access to the highway to Kabul. At least 150 soldiers and more than 100 civilians were killed in the 5-day battle to regain control of the city. The government says hundreds of Taliban fighters were killed. The Taliban has been at war with the US-backed Afghan government for nearly 17 years. But one analyst has told Al Jazeera that while the Taliban leadership believes it's doing well on the battlefield, many foot soldiers see things differently.
Most of them never see an American from 1 month to the next, so they're unconvinced that they're actually fighting against an occupation, but they don't have a way out. So, they're stuck. The war continues. The leadership are resisting serious peace talks. Those inside the movement who are actually broadly in favor of it, because they're in a centralized, top-down movement, have no way of affecting the decisions of the leadership.
Tuesday's attack on the presidential compound ended when an Afghan helicopter gunship targeted the house where the rockets were apparently fired from. Bernard Smith, Al Jazeera.